Georgia voters will select who they want to succeed Republican firebrand Marjorie Taylor Greene in the U.S. House on Tuesday. The closely watched special election is putting President Donald Trump's influence to the test in the state's most conservative district.
We're the Trump-endorsed candidate, so we're trying to make sure all voters understand that President Trump has chosen our campaign.
Trump has endorsed Clay Fuller, a former district attorney, but hard-right former state senator Colton Moore is making a play for the president's activist base.
There has been no stronger defender of freedom in this state than I have.
If Fuller fails to advance to a runoff or ultimately loses, it could signal that Trump's endorsement power is waning, says Emory University political science professor Andra Gillespie.
This is a year where the president's party is expected to lose seats, and while nobody is expecting in the general election that the Georgia 14th is going to flip blue, you don't want to risk that by putting forward a candidate who could be perceived as radioactive. And maybe the endorsement of Clay Fuller was what was a sort of nod to the fact that they thought that he might be less controversial in a general election and might be better able to keep moderate voters in the Republican Party fold, at least in that district.
With 17 candidates in the race, no one is expected to win a majority in what is likely to be a low turnout election. An April 7th runoff is expected between the two top finishers. That could include Democrat Sean Harris, who has sought to peel off disillusioned Trump voters. Gillespie says his race will be of particular interest to other Democratic nominees.
I think the bigger story will be how well Sean Harris performs in this election, because that might suggest a certain level of Democratic organizing, which may not actually yield a Democratic victory in this district, but could actually be a blueprint, particularly for Jon Ossoff as he tries to hold on to his Senate seat, about how to lose by less, if you will, in Republican parts of the state in order to sort of, create a statewide strategy that will help him get a majority of votes so that he can hold on to his seat.
The winner of the special election will serve through the end of 2026, but they will also be immediately thrust into campaign mode for the full 2-year term starting January 2027, beginning with a May primary that could pit many of the same contenders against each other again.